All right, guys. Our next guest is the godfather when it comes to champions, a former world champion kickboxer himself, and also the man behind such legends as Cain Velasquez, Daniel Cormier, Luke Rockhold, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and now Islam Makhachev, as well as many others. Javier Mendez, welcome back, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, guys. Glad to be on.
Dude, well, great to have you on the show. And okay, set the scene for us. Where did you watch the fights yesterday when UFC 289 went down?
From my house.
We're talking some kind of giant cinema room.
No.
Tasty
snacks?
Were there tasty snacks?
No, I had believe it or not, carrots and what do you call it? That whatever those
dip.
Little things you get at the dip, yeah, the cream dip, whatever that is, yeah.
Guacamole or something?
No, not guacamole.
You mean like a ranch or something?
Ranch. There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay, good.
I don't know why I couldn't get that one. Ranch.
Yeah.
When you said carrots, I was like, this is a bit too healthy, man. What's going on? But when you added ranch, all right, now we're good.
Oh, well, I'm trying to lose weight. I've gotten so fat, that I'm like, God damn it. And it's like now Conor McGregor has more reasons to call me fat arse kickboxer because now I'm definitely fatter.
Aren't we all, Javier? Aren't we all, man? We're all in the same boat. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I know, but I know what I'm supposed to do, but I just can't seem to stay away from food, God damn it.
I know. Like the song of the sirens, right? Who among us can resist?
Yeah.
I'm going through the same thing. Don't worry, man.
Sucks, I mean, I know what I'm supposed to do. No one. It's not like I need a preaching or anything. I don't need no one. People always think that they can come and save you. Like, dude, you can't save me. Shut the F up.
That's right. Yeah. It's like Barney Simpson. Don't cry for me. I'm already dead. But I'm in snack heaven, so it's all good.
But dude, you know what? You look great when we spoke to you last. I don't know what you're on about. You're just,
Perth?
You're a powerhouse just like us.
Yeah, but the last time you guys saw me, I was 12 pounds lighter than I am now.
Ah.
So even though I didn't like it then, but now you imagine putting on 12 pounds since then.
Of muscle.
Yeah,
Well,
muscle stealing sex appeal, and here we are.
I guess when you're chewing on stuff, your muscles grow.
My friend out is saying, he's like, it's not a gut, it's a fuel tank for the sex machine. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The obvious question is huge fight for your division, man. What did you think of Charles Oliveira's win over Beneil Dariush, man?
I tell you what, he made me a shut your face Mexican trash talking coach because I was predicting Beneil. I've been talking Beneil deserves it. Beneil. I've been talking that way for a long time and wondering why Beneil hasn't got the opportunity. Well, one of the reasons why he isn't getting the opportunity, is Charles Oliveira looks so freaking good that that's one of the reasons why Beneil's not getting the opportunity, because Charles was unfreaking believable.
I know Islam spoke to DC and he mentioned how he wants to face somebody new. Was Buddy kind of bummed out at all that Beneil wasn't able to get it done and kind of provide that new challenge for him in October?
No, I wasn't bummed. I was just, I was just strong in who I thought was going to win, but I wasn't bummed. No, because I know the fight game. That's just the way it goes in the fight game, and it doesn't really matter what we feel. It matters what the UFC feels and what they want, because as you know, they're the ones that are going to present who they want to be the next challenger to be. And I seriously doubt Islam's going to refuse whoever they offer. So whoever they offer, they're going to offer. But who's going to be the challenger? Honestly, I know I did want Beneil because I felt he was being disrespected. I didn't think that, just like Belal Muhammad, I think the same thing about him. I think he needed to take the shot, but it is what it is. I'm not the one running the UFC. They're doing a fantastic job without me. So I don't know if they need my 2 cents.
They're both like feel-good stories, both Beneil and Charles, you know what I mean? Like they overcame a lot in their careers, so it's like two nice guys. You didn't really want to see either one of them lose. And yeah, like there was sort of a campaign for Beneil, but also like Charles Oliveira, holy shit, he looked that damn good. Were you surprised how good he looked? Actually, first of all, who did you expect to win going into that one?
I didn't know who was going to win, but I was crossing my fingers that it was going to be Beneil. And for sure did not think Charles was going to be that impressive in victory. I did not think that. So he totally just basically shot into what I thought he was capable of doing. I didn't think that he was going to be able to do it like he did. I thought a great performance was going to put him in the talks, but I just, I bypassed that. And maybe it's because I wanted Beneil to win. I don't know, but I should not have underestimated how great he is as a champion. Now people said, well, you said he was the greatest. I never said he was the greatest. I said he was a great champion. I still don't think he's the greatest lightweight, but I still say he's a great fighter for damn sure, and one of the greatest for sure, but not the greatest. The greatest, I still think of the lightweight is Khabib, in my opinion. So some people criticize me on that. I go, no, I've said he was a great champion. I never said he was the greatest. So, people should listen to my words. I never said he wasn't a great champion. I just said he was not the greatest in my opinion. And I still not, in my opinion. He's not the greatest in my opinion. Khabib is.
He's phenomenal, man. Were you surprised how good he looked, given that he was coming off the tough loss to Islam?
Yes. I didn't expect him to look so damn good and so confident too.
Yeah.
So confident. So he went out there. He won the crowd over, man. He won me over also. I mean, I'm like, wow, this guy. I'm very impressed. So impressed. He's a champion for a reason, right? And in his mind, he's like Izzy. Remember Izzy when he got beat by he was like, I'm still the champion. I'm still this. And he had that swagger going into the fight. And Izzy goes out there and he knocks Alex the hell out. And his attitude was still, and then remember he mocked Alex's kid. Yeah. And Izzy knows he did wrong, but he didn't care. I wanted to get that kid back. I don't care. It's petty, whatever. That's me. And I like him. I like Izzy a lot, but I think because he's who he is. You either like him or you don't. But I like him. I've always liked him. I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, Izzy's a legend. I was going to say, man, with Charles, right, he was never known for his head movement, but he showed a lot more of it in this fight and did a great job of sort of avoiding the big left from Beneil. What did you think of Charles' stand-up in this one?
I thought it was a little crispier. I thought there was a little bit more determination in what he was doing. I definitely thought it a little crisper, a little bit more determination, a little bit more, I'm going to knock you the hell out type attitude. That's the kind of attitude I saw from him going into that fight. I really did. I said, wow, he's bringing the heat.
What did you make of him saying that in the last fight he only showed 10% of himself in against Islam?
Well, that's just what every fighter does when they don't take an L. They'll say what they say to get themselves motivated because come on, 10%, come on. Maybe 99.9% you showed. Maybe you didn't show that 1%, but no, I just took it as, hey, I'm determined to show everybody who Charles Oliveira is, and he did. He proved his point. He proved this is who I am. Come get me. Now it's up to the UFC to decide who gets the opportunity.
Do you think, like, based on what you saw, is there anything you can take away in terms of like the rematch for Islam? Do you think this is like a better version, an improved version of Charles Oliveira, or like a tougher test if you guys fight him again?
I look at it like we all evolve all the time, and I look at Islam Makhachev as he's better than he was when he beat Charles. So two different people are going to come into the fight with two different sets of mentality, and let's see who comes in the best prepared, And of course, I'm putting my money on Islam to do exactly what he's going to do. And can he do the same thing he did to Charles? If I think he can, But let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, Islam tweeted congratulations, but there's levels to this game. I just wonder, Coach, how would you describe the difference in levels between Islam and Charles?
I don't know how I would describe it. I just know there is levels to the game, but is this one of those things that everybody does? Like Charles saying, I only did 10%, just the mental game that everybody plays. I look at it as that. It's like it's a mental game, because why is Charles saying 10% when really, you were more than 10%? So, levels to the game can be looked upon the same way. It's like, hey, you guys are at the same level. It's just one might be 1% better, and that's what's going to end up being the victor, in most cases. Is you make a mistake, the other person is able to capitalize on it. And, Islam is so well-rounded that he's good in every area,
100%, man. I know. Like, you're not the UFC matchmaker. You're gonna see what happens. But how would you feel if it is Charles next? Especially considering there's the BMF fight as well. You got Gaethje and Poirier.
I feel that in my opinion, that Charles has earned that right, to be number one in line for it. What the UFC feels is different, but from what I've seen, I don't see how. I mean, you tell me, you guys, what do you think? Do you think Charles did enough to be the next lightweight contender? I think so, but I mean, it's what the fans think, what the UFC thinks. They'll do their research and they'll figure out who it is. And I think he's done enough? Yeah, I think he has.
Have you heard anything by any chance, like from the UFC at any point? Like, obviously not since last night, but like at any point when this BMF title fight was made, have you heard anything from the UFC as far as who was more likely to get the next fight? Say, like, even if a Charles won as opposed to a Gaethje or Poirier?
No, I'm never involved in those talks, so I never know what's going on. All I know is this is what happens with me. Fight comes in, coach, we're fighting so-and-so. Okay. I mean, I never, in the past, I've done something where I said something because the reporter told me so-and-so is fighting, and then I get in trouble for it because I said something. I go, damn. So now it's like, I don't even want to be involved in that. Let the managers handle their stuff. I'll handle my stuff, and that's it. I'm not gonna play matchmaker per se, 100%. Or then say this is gonna happen when I know it isn't. That's why I always say when it's announced in the UFC site, then it's real. Till then, doesn't matter because I've been there. I've been there with Khabib when we had a contract and signed, and all of a sudden Eddie Alvarez gets to fight Conor, not Khabib.
Yeah.
Well, if that didn't tell you shut the hell up, I don't know what does.
Yeah, it happens.
I really don't know.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa for Perth didn't quite come together, even though it was announced at the press conference. Hey, between Islam and Khabib, you prepared for Oliveira, Poirier, and Gaethje at one time or another. So I wonder, who do you think is the toughest sort of challenge stylistically for Islam out of those three?
Stylistically, I'd have to say, man, they're all such tough competitors. But maybe, man, I don't know. Islam's got different set of skills than whoever I think might be the easier of the three for him. And I'm thinking maybe Gaethje, but maybe Gaethje becomes easier for him than all the others. But I'm thinking Gaethje might be stylistically because he's a great kicker and he's got good punching. He can take a good punch, but I could be wrong on that for sure, because Dustin is a Iron Man type guy, He holds it until the last minute, we've seen that before. So I'm thinking Gaethje, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I gotcha. Is October still the plan for Islam?
As far as I know, but until it gets announced, yeah. I mean, because think about it, right? They need Muslim fighters for the Middle East, right? And Khamzat is already on there. And I would think that Khamzat's great, but I would think they want a title fight, right? To go with that, and is it Khamzat? Is he going with the former champ, right? He's got the former champ, or what's going on? I don't know that. I think I heard that. Am I correct on that or wrong?
It's not official, but it's what we're all hoping.
Okay, so it's not official. So
strong rumors.
About it. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say Khamzat's scheduled to fight in that card. There's no match. There's no match then, right?
There's no what? Sorry.
There's no match. There's no Kamaru and Khamzat signed. So that's not done. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is one of those cases where I didn't know, and I thought that fight was happening. So it's the same thing. So I know Khamzat put a Khamzat there, and I think they should put an Islam there. So let's put it that way. Who the dance partners are, I don't know. But I thought it was Kamaru. And that's again because I read the news.
I hope it is.
I
hope it is.
Yeah.
I hope it is. Yeah. Hope it happens.
Yeah. I mean, and it's one of those things where everyone's got their fingers and toes crossed, coach. So we're hoping that it comes together. With October, being over there, do you think there's a chance that Khabib might come out and help out in the corner with you and Islam for his fight in October?
He's always stated what he did. He hasn't changed his mind yet. I don't see him changing his mind. He's still coaching. He still helps the guys. He's still doing everything he's done in the past. He still calls the guys up, and so he's done. He's talked about it already. It's like old news, what he's gonna do, what he's gonna do, and he stayed retired. Now he's never retired from coaching, never will. But the other is done.
Yeah. Other people sort of wondering, and I just want to get this from you as well, Javier. Why did Islam take sort of like such a big break in between fights? I know it's important for him to fight over there in October, but was there a plan for him to fight any earlier? Why this sort of big break in between Perth and now October?
Well, because you're talking about Ramadan. That was a big deal, and then you're talking about where he was most needed. It is basically the Middle East. They need Muslim fighters, so that's why. I don't think it's not something that I don't think he would have not taken, but would have been prepared. No, this works out perfect because I don't see him fighting in, let's say, like July, right? He could be ready in July, right? But then if he's ready in July, then what happens to October?
Yeah.
So it kind of puts him in a predicament, and he's already fought once this year. This will be twice. So that's good enough. 2 times a year, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. And that's what I think. I think is they want to save him for that show because I remember when they first started, it was because of Khabib. The Khabib had to be on those shows. Remember? So you got to remember that. So they're always going to want a Muslim, and especially if you got a champion Muslim, which is fighter, which is Islam is, they're going to want him. That's basically what that country is about. They're going to support their Muslim fighters. That's why Bilal Muhammad is a great one too for that area.
Man, if you can get the 3 of those guys fighting on that card, that'd be something special.
That'd be a card. Yeah. That'd be something special. Yeah. But I don't know. You never know what the UFC's plans are. They know better than we do what they want.
Well, exactly. We don't know. So I'm just going to throw this out there. If Alex Volkanovski beats Yair Rodriguez, what are the chances that maybe he fights Islam in the rematch in October?
Heck, you never know. Alex is barking for it. He wants it. He wants it really bad. So, and I have no problem with that at all. But it just depends on what the UFC says. I have zero problem with whoever they put, whether it be Alex, whether it be Charles, whether it be Dustin, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. I got to prepare him to fight a great fighter either way. So. To me, I don't care. I don't care who they pick. It could be Alex. It could be Justin. It could be Dustin. It could be Charles. It's going to be one of those 4. I know it is because it doesn't make sense to anybody else, right?
Yeah, that first fight, it was super close. And I guess the logic behind it would be, he kind of dominated Charles in that win, whereas this one, people would wonder what this rematch would look like. Now that you guys have been in there, though, with Alex and Perth, how different do you think that rematch would look like in Abu Dhabi if it did happen in October?
Well, if it did happen, all fights are different. They're never quite the same. They found holes. We found holes, and obviously we're not going to talk about the holes. They're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. We just know that it's going to be a different fight. We definitely know that. And they definitely want it. And I definitely am not shying away from it. As long as Islam wants to fight, I don't care. I don't care who he fights. As long as he wants to fight, I don't care. So doesn't matter. We're definitely not going to be the same fighters. Islam won't be the same. Alex won't be the same. Just throw everything away because to me, these 2 are great fighters and they're going to come out with different set of everything.
I'm guessing the same applies to Charles Oliveira. This slightly improved Charles Oliveira.
You can count on that. You can count on that. That's going to come out different too.
Nice. Speaking of things you can count on, when it comes to those annoying, pesky, unattractive nose hairs and ear hairs, you can count on it, which, by the way, a major turn-off for anybody. You can count on our good friends at Manscaped to help clear those out for you. No worries with the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer. That's right, they took the first one. Everything you love from the Lawnmower 4.0, added it, like the skin-safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, tugs. They got the 7,000 RPM motor with the improved steel blade system that upgrades the cutting performance from their first generation to better whack your weeds. It's cordless, rechargeable, battery of up to 45 minutes. How good is that? When I was a kid, I used to look at like you watch movies with, all those kids, Disney movies, whatever, Dennis the Menace, all this kind of stuff. There's always some rich guy with fancy gadgets, and they've always got a nose hair trimmer. And I always thought one day I want to make it to the point where I can have a nose hair trimmer too. And now they make it easy. Now you can have it, and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and it helps you look 1,000% better. You won't be like Charles Oliveira. You won't be at 10%. You'll be at 110%. Don't forget, save 20. Oh, by the way, best of all, the Weed Whacker 2.0 comes in the Platinum Package 4.0 and the Performance Package 4.0. So no matter what kit you pick, you will be getting the best value for money. And you can save 20% off and get free shipping with the code submission at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code submission at manscaped.com. From below to up top, get the best in grooming at Manscaped shop. Isn't that right, Dennis?
That's right, man. And how are you guys watching UFC 289 out there? I know some of you connect to public Wi-Fi's as you travel around the world, and you're really sort of gambling when you do that, because without a VPN like NordVPN, people can go and steal your passwords, take your information, and there you go. You got to reset everything, redo everything, new cards, new everything. What about all the issues where you guys can't access the content that you need to access because you have an Australian subscription here, you're in America over there, you're traveling to Asia over here? Get rid of all of that thanks to our friends at NordVPN, who are offering you a huge discount and 4 additional months for free right now. And by the way, you guys could try it completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Simply click the link in the description below. Go to nordvpn.com/submission now. NordVPN is one of the best apps in the business when it comes to VPNs, and you guys can connect one account up to 6 devices. Try Nord for yourself and see the Nord difference, Cass.
That's right. Nothing to it, just to do it. Javier, as we let you go, man, I wanted to ask, while there's all this talk about who Islam's next opponent will be, I'm also curious, I know we touched on this in Perth, just as far as how long he's even got at 155, man, and how long before he, probably eventually moves up to 170.
Well, his comment was once he cleared out the 155-pound division, so he hasn't cleared it out yet. So I think there's a few challengers out there for him to fight before he can clear it out. So let's see what happens. But I do see him, honoring his word and what he wants to do. But if he changes his mind, he changes his mind. But right now, I don't see him not changing his mind at any particular time. Once he does continuous more title defenses, I can see him going up to 170. But let's see what happens at that particular time.
All right, well, it's exciting times right now. And by the way, 170, him versus Leon Edwards, what a fight that would be as well. So we're super excited to see if that happens down the track. For now, guys, make sure to follow Javier Mendez at AKA Harv. Of course, you guys do the great podcasts, man. So as we wrap up, what are a couple of things people need to look out for with the podcast? What are a couple of things that's coming up that people can check out, Javier?
Nothing in particular. Len Dempsey and I, we just kind of just wing it. we just start talking. There's no set nothing. We don't say let's talk about this, let's talk about that. We just kind of say okay, let's go, and then we just start talking. So you never know what to expect. It's never sometimes what's hot on the news. Sometimes it's what's on my mind, what's on his mind. And sometimes it is what's on the news. But it all depends. You're never going to get the hot topic all the time.
Yeah. Well, when the carrots are out and the ranch starts flowing, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Harv. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
No problem. Thanks, guys. All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Javier. Bye.
Bye-bye.